What is poppin', squad? It's your boy, and today we're talking about something deep. You know what I'm saying? Today we're talking about whether or not patch 1.8 was a success or a failure. So, before I even get into it, most people know we're at the bottom of the patch, and when I say that, people who don't understand what that means, it's basically where the hype part of the patch is over. Most people have gotten what they want to get, and when I say most people, I'm talking about the people who actually went out and sold their soul to the grind in order to get their classified gear. Not the unlucky individuals, which I know there are plenty who have incomplete sets. I'm just saying, for the most part, the tryhards have gotten what they want to get, and they're back to wherever they've been. Most of them back in DZ, back into the situations where they're just PvPing. They're not necessarily grinding for anything anymore. It's pretty much the same thing. Is it a failure? Is it good? Is it bad? It's really hard to tell when it comes to this patch. Most people are saying that patch 1.8 is really good, and it is. I honestly agree. I do feel like the game is in a good place as far as the content available, but I think there's some clear problems that need to be addressed, and I think a lot of people agree, and that's why a lot of people, not just me, but a lot of content creators have kind of taken a break, kind of backed off and explored other games in the meantime, because right now it's pretty much Striker, Shotgun, Haven, and the quality of the game when you're solo, or the quality of the game when you're going against a team of people who are actually utilizing what's extremely I don't know, advantageous, I guess I'll say. I'm not going to say overpowered. I'm not going to say whatever. But, you know, the obvious choice builds, which are obviously Striker, Nomad, and Predator's Mark. And now, from what I've seen a lot, even today when I did my stream, D3s, when you're able to mix the damage with that amount of toughness, it's almost unplayable when you're going against a really good team, which, I mean, that's actually how it should be regardless. But for the most part, I think most people are talking in general, when they want to play the game, when they want to get to a point where the game's comfortable, if it's almost unfair in every situation, I feel that kind of shies people away. And I think that's why it feels such depression and dryness right now when you do play Division. And I think it's not that the game is bad. It's not that the game is necessarily dying or already dead, like people say. I think it's just there are small things. And when I say small, I take that with a grain of salt, because it's small to some and huge to some others. And I feel, to me, they're small because I have everything in the game. So, you know, if I need to switch to Predators, I'm able to. If I need to switch to Strikers, I'm able to. If I need to switch to Nomad, I'm able to. But the players who don't have that, the players who don't have the gear, because of how crazy low the drop rates are for classified gear outside a global event, I feel for you guys. And I think when you say, did the patch fail us or did the patch succeed in what we wanted, you have to take these players into account. You have to really realize there is a lot more than just the people who have the time to put in. What about the experience of those who don't have all this time to put in and grind? And what happens to them when the gear is almost unattainable? Because I'm telling you, if you got a 6-piece, let's say you got a full 6-piece outside of the global event, you deserve to get that, because that must mean you grinded forever, because the drop rates are so random and it's so hard to get that one piece you need, especially in a loophole of all the gear pieces now. It's as hard as ever. Basically, if you wanted any gear set, now's the worst time to get it. Not saying it's impossible, because it's RNG. You don't know. You can get lucky. I've seen people get lucky and get the piece they wanted, but right now, in this very moment, this is the lowest you will ever have a chance at getting the exact gear piece you want. And I say right now because it's bound to change. They've spoken on it. They said basically the intentions are to change the drop rates in some way and give players who don't have access to the global event at that time a better chance to get the gear they need. So I think the biggest problems right now for me personally, if I were to put a pinpoint on it and I'll just say, okay, this is why I'm not enjoying the Division. I think right now Striker is absolutely annoying, especially shotgun users. It's corny to me. using classified striker. I'm not saying I've never done it, which I have done, but a long time ago. I don't even think I've actually done it. I have not made a shotgun build in 1.8, so I don't even have the experience of how great it is in this patch because I've never used the classified version seriously. Other than just for people asking, they want to see. I've never really just went in DZ using the shotgun, but I could see why people are so frustrated. The auto aim system is crazy. It always has been. This is nothing new, but this is just something of irritation because now you have people who, for example, the people I ran into today who just run in circles for 20 minutes and then stop, and then they'll aim bot. Basically, it'll just left trigger, right trigger, left trigger, right trigger, and that's it. And that's pretty much the depth of the PvP, and that's all you see. And I think that is enough. Not just because the difficulty of trying to kill players who just do this all day long. More so, I think it's because it's like, okay, so this is all I have to expect in PvP. This is all I'm going to go up against. This is not fun. This is not what I want to do. That's it. I'm going to play something else that actually takes skill in my eyes or whatever. And I think that's the kind of the cycle that everybody's going in, especially right now, because the division's devs are busy, you know, probably making decisions for the future, whatever they plan on doing. But right now, everybody's kind of left in like a questionable state where they don't know what's going on. I don't even know what's going on. I don't know if a global event's coming. I don't know if they plan on bringing it back or how they plan on changing the gear sets. I don't know what's getting nerfed. I don't know what's getting buffed. I have no idea. And I think for the most part, most of the community doesn't know what the answer is. And I think that's why we're kind of all stuck in a rut. So the current status of the game, if I were to rate it out of 10, I would say a 7. And honestly, the only reason I'm not saying a 9 or a 10 is because of how irritating and aggravating going against Striker is. It's just annoying. When you match that with like a D3 build like this team right here, it's just cheese on top of cheese on top of cheese on top of cheese, and it's super frustrating. I understand for players like who cannot fare for themselves, it might be like unplayable. You have to just leave the server and hope you find a team that's just gunfighting or whatever. But in this situation, you can see clearly right here, like most of the time it's just a bunch of toughness going around and shotgun play. You don't see much else. Predator's mark is it's an issue in some regards, but I don't think it's as big as a problem as Striker could be. I'm not saying it needs a nerf, so before people cry, and you need a nerf, I'm just saying what it is, and I'm obviously you guys know what the DZ is full of right now. I don't have to front it. You guys understand. Most people in my comments who come to my channel tell me why they're tired of the game, and that's because they're tired of shotguns. They want the old gun head-to-head PvP back, and I don't blame them. It was way more fun when you didn't have to worry about killing somebody who's just using a shotgun 24/7 and healing in the process. It is boring. Is it broken? No. Is it game breaking? No. But is it boring? Is it something that makes you just not even want to play? I think so. I think I find myself getting so bored of going against shotgunners that I don't even go into the dark zone that much. Like I used to love just going and having gunfights with teams, but now it's like, okay, if I go in the dark zone, I just know for a fact I'm going to be shooting somebody running in circles for about 20 minutes until they can get back to their teammates. Then they'll stop and auto aim and rinse and repeat, and there you go. So that's kind of like the thing. But did patch 1.8 fail us? I know I kind of got sidetracked because I went into the fine details, but no, the patch didn't fail us. It's just there are a few tweaks that need to be established before people can fully take advantage of what this patch has to offer. And I think the other gear sets need some love ASAP. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of people preaching that the game is dead and that there's no reason to play it. So that's pretty much how I feel about it. I just want to give you guys like a quick update on how I see it, because people are questioning am I okay, like as far as like is the patch cool to me or whatever. The patch is cool. The tweaks need to be done or it won't be. That's pretty much how I see it. I don't see anything else in between, and I don't see any reason for anybody else to think any other way. There are tweaks that need to be done ASAP. So developers, hear us out. Please do it and save your game. Thank y'all so much for watching. It's been real. Your boy is out.